Hello beautiful, welcome back to my channel. My name is Fatina and I'm the makeup enthusiast. In today's video, we are doing a massive empties video. I have 2 baskets full of empties here. Now this is, let me check when I last did my empties. So my last empties was May to June. So this is July to the end of October. So this is 4 months worth of empties here. I do have other products in my collection that are getting very close to being finished, but I thought that, you know, there's enough stuff here and these baskets are already overflowing. I can't wait another minute. I need to get this stuff out of my collection. I've been hoarding trash for long enough. So without further ado, let's jump on into it. There is a massive mixture of, I have some candles, there's lots of skincare, there's makeup, there's lots of bits and pieces in here. Before we get into it, I hope you would consider subscribing down below if you do love empties videos. I do these every like 1 to 4 months. Depending on my schedule. So if you love empties videos, then I hope you would consider subscribing down below. And without further ado, let's jump on into it. So let's start off with maybe the candles, because they're kind of like taking up most of the room. I have 3 candles here that I have used up over the last 4 months. I do love candles. I am a massive fan of candles. As you can see, I have another one burning up here. I really enjoy burning candles. These are all from Hourglass. I'm sorry, the jars are like clinking together. These are all from Hourglass. Hourglass is probably one of my favorite candle brands. However, they are very expensive. These large ones here from Hourglass retail for about 54 Australian dollars, and they are 500, I think they're 540 grams or something. They're very expensive. However, I always find that Hourglass candles, if you have a small space, you can quite often like just have them sitting there with the lid off and they'll scent your space. Or you can burn them like until they reach the edge. So I normally like kind of burn 1 layer of them, blow it out, and the room is like scented for ages. So they are expensive, but they do last a long time. So let's go through them. This one here is Merry and Bright. So this is the pineapple mint. I really enjoy this one. However, I won't be able to buy this again because my husband gets a really bad headache from this one. But it only happened when I got to maybe like half of the way through. So I'm not quite sure whether when it was poured, the scents like didn't mix properly or something like. So I'm very glad that it's finished. I really like it, but yeah, it's quite heavy on the pineapple. I'd say it might be because it was so sweet that I upset my husband. That's probably why. And then my favorite scent from Glasshouse by far is the Beverly Hills candle. This is pink lemonade scented. If anyone knows or is an expert on the changeover from the old school formula from Glasshouse to the soya wax candles, can you please let me know which is the equivalent of the Beverly Hills pink lemonade candle in the new soya wax formula? Because I would love to know, because this is my favorite candle from Glasshouse, but I don't know what the new equivalent is. And I've had a quick squiz on their website and I couldn't really figure it out. And then this one here is the Melbourne coffee flower scent. Now, I will admit that I was kind of a little bit misled by this, and I guess it's probably my own doing because I didn't do enough research. But I did think that this one would smell more like coffee, but it is in no way, shape or form smell like coffee. It's quite floral, and it is like on the stronger side. However, the jar on this is gorgeous. So when you put a candle in it, it actually like illuminates the black. There's actually a lot of like print on the inside. I don't know whether you're going to be able to see it, but it's like a black frosted glass. And when you burn something on the inside, it glows like a pattern through the frosted black, and it's a stunning candle. So I definitely think that I will probably keep this and maybe burn tea lights in it, or even if I just keep it as a brush holder, I'm definitely 100% keeping this jar. So I'm gonna like do the thing and try and get the wax out and utilize the jar because it's a gorgeous jar. Next, we have some hair care items. I might try and kind of group these together somewhat if I can. Next, we have some hair care items, and this is the Fudge Professional Cool Brunette. This is a blue toning shampoo. So this is for those of you that have brown hair, but you find that it can go like have a reddy tinge or an orange tinge to it every now and then. So this, the blue is supposed to help eliminate that and tone it. I often find that my hair, when it fades out, if I do go for like a brown dye, as it fades out, it can tend to go a little bit like goldeny coppery, and I don't love that for my hair. So I did pick this one up. It was all right. However, you really need to be careful with this, especially if you have pale skin. Follow the directions for sure, because if you leave it on your scalp for too long, you can get blue skin. And it happened to me a couple of times, and one of the times in particular that I remember, I had like a spot like quite close to the front of my hairline that was blue, and it didn't like go away for a couple of days. It was horrifying. It was horrifying. And every time I used this, I ended up with like blue hands for at least a day before it went away. Like the webbing of my fingers was blue and my palms were blue. So it definitely is quite intense. So be careful. Blue on the hands didn't really bother me. It was just when I left it on my hair for too long and I ended up with blue scalp, that's when it bothered me. Next is my Brioche Be Gentle, Be Kind shampoo. Now, I had a good experience with this. This shampoo I found helped my hair be really nice and soft and clean. But on the flip side of that, for those of you that have really fine hair, but a lot of it, you'll totally understand where I'm coming from when I say this. I do feel like it emphasized the frizz, and it made my hair like so soft to the point of being a little bit unmanageable. Like if you have really fine hair that is frizzy, it ordinarily like has a bit of a wave to it. I felt like this definitely didn't help my hair kind of clump together in a way to create those like nice curls or wave in my hair. I felt like it made my hair very much like individual strands, like it was kind of acting independent, like each strand was acting independent of itself. And because of that, I just found my hair was quite frizzy. Like it was soft, but I'd still had a shit ton of frizz going on. Like it was soft, it was clean. Juice Double Up, this is a volume and texture thickening thermal UV protectant, heat protectant cream. This is actually quite nice. This tube itself was quite old, so I was really glad that I finally got it out of my collection. The tube itself lasted me forever. I don't know whether it really did all that much for my hair in particular. I never really noticed that it was like giving me amazing volume or anything like that. The main reason why I used this was specifically for the thermal protection. So I put this on my hair before I used my hairdryer or my straightener or anything like that. So just to mainly protect my hair. Let's take a quick segue to fragrance. This is the Mary Kay Chaser Rainbow Fragrance Mist. This is a limited edition fragrance mist. I think it was like Christmas 2018 or 19, I think. And it came in a set. I think it had a body wash and the fragrance mist. I can't quite remember, but I finally got this one used up. I was working on this in my Team Project pan, hence the black lines down the side. It smelled really nice. Longevity wise, it wasn't amazing, but it was nice to just have something a little bit more on the lighter side as a fragrance mist to just be able to chuck on and go. Sometimes I find perfumes can be a little bit too heavy, so it is nice every now and then to have something like a fragrance mist that's just a little bit more on the lighter side. Let's go body care next. This is the Hideaway whipped soap in vanilla caramel. I really enjoy the Hideaway whipped soaps. I think that they are a fantastic formula and texture, and I often find that these last me quite a while. Like I want to say between 2 to 3 months for a little tub like this. So the way this comes is it is like a solid mousse type texture in these little jars. I always get my loofah. I think last time I said loafer, someone said to me, why are you referring to it as a pair of shoes? I don't know why. I've just always said loafer, but I know it's loofah. I get my loofah in the shower and I get the loofah wet, and then I like rub it around in circles a few times in the whipped soap until it suds up, and then I put this away. So I normally can get a fairly decent amount of time out of this one. This is the Sun Bum Cool Down Soothing and Cooling Aloe Lotion. I ended up using this as like a body lotion slash hand cream because it was absolutely useless for an after sun. I got really badly burnt well, not really badly burnt, but I got really burnt one day, and I asked hubby to go to the chemist to buy the particular after sun that I have found is the only thing that works for me when I get sunburnt, and he couldn't find it. So the sales assistant recommended this one, and this one was absolutely terrible. The one that I normally use, I think it's from Sunsense, and it's their after sun cooling lotion, I think it's called. I find that one is amazing for helping sunburn cool down and heal really quickly. And even as a hand cream and a body lotion, I didn't enjoy it. Another shower product. This is the OD Sugar Guava Cruiser Shower Steamer. Now, when I purchased these, I thought, oh, this is such a fun, great idea in theory, but in practice, I didn't really feel like they did all that much in the shower. It was fun to have like a little bit of a bath bomb. I don't really have a bath that I can use. So it was fun to have like that side experience. But in terms of usefulness, it did basically nothing. Like it just made my shower smell a little bit nice for like a minute, and then it was done. So I was a little bit disappointed by, especially this one, the guava one. I didn't feel like it was very strong. I felt like the smell of my water, which is really odd. I feel like the smell of my water overpowered the scent of this particular one because the scent just wasn't that strong on it. I have two, I guess, kind of tool related items, two tool cleaning items. The first one is the Johnson's Baby Conditioning Shampoo. I found this kicking around under my sink. I decided to use this one up before ordering a new brush shampoo. Would I buy this again? I don't find this as effective as other like specific purpose designed brush cleaners. It's like gentle and okay, but you know, it's not the best at getting your brushes cleaned, nice and cleaned quickly. I did also use up a whole entire tub of the Ella Cosmetics brush cleaner. This comes in this little jar with a solid cake of soap in it. This cake of soap I think lasted me between 18 months to 2 years, and for a period of that time was while I was doing my makeup course. So I was cleaning my brushes like every single day for a lot of time, like a lot of periods of time while I was doing training. So even then it took me like almost 2 years to get through. So I have since repurchased another one of these because I find it's really good at cleaning sponges and brushes, and it lasts a lot longer, and I do feel like it's a lot more environmentally friendly. It comes in like this tin and it lasts a really long time, as opposed to other brush cleaners that I have tried where I go through like a whole bottle in one use. I'm specifically referring to Daiso Puff and Sponge when I say this. I love Daiso Puff and Sponge, but when I sit down to wash my entire brush collection, I go through like one of those tubs in one session, like one of those containers in one session. It's cheap, but I don't think it's the best for the environment when I can get something like this that lasts me 2 years. Speaking of tools, I have two Ella Cosmetics sponges here. This first one here was getting quite old on it and it was starting to like wear away. The sponge itself was actually starting to rip a little bit. So I decided to declutter this one. And then I think this one I got sick and I think I got like a cold sore or like a blister around my nose or something like that. Very gross, but I decided to declutter this one on the basis that it started to like get a little bit moldy, and also on the basis of I was using this one while I was sick and I didn't want to like get germs on my face again. Let's do some skincare bits. I have actually quite a lot of skincare. I have two micellar waters here. So the first one is the Bioderma Sensebo Hydro 2 H2O micellar water. I love Bioderma, however I don't love the price tag. I had a little bottle, this little bottle kicking around for quite a while. I would actually refill it a lot. These bottles, however, are not the easiest to refill. I've since got another bottle that I refill quite often. These are handy little sizes. However, I wish the packaging was a lot easier to refill rather than having to repurchase these all the time. I do believe, in my personal humble opinion, in my heart of hearts, that Bioderma is the best micellar water on the market. However, it comes with a price tag. So for that reason, and mainly that reason alone, the price tag, I have been gravitating towards the Garnier micellar cleansing water. This cleansing water, I get these big bottles, so these are a big 700 ml bottle. You can get these on special for $10 normally at like Coles, Woolies, Priceline. Quite often I'm not organized enough to get Bioderma when it's in like the half price skincare sales. So I just get these because Garnier is like always on sale at like Woolies. And I always get the big bottle and then I tip it into a smaller bottle that I throw in my gym bag because I hate wearing makeup while exercising. I have a purifying mud mask. I had this one kicking around under my sink for quite a while. It's an alright mud mask. However, I probably wouldn't go out and purchase it again or purchase a bigger size. And I'm not quite sure where I can actually get this one from. Ultraviolet SPF 50 plus. I freaking love this sunscreen. I love the fact that it is Australian owned. I love the fact that it is SPF 50 plus. With our really harsh Australian environment, I feel like SPF 50 plus is super duper important, especially for someone like me that burns super easy and I'm super pale. Like, I don't want to be risking it. I use this on my face every single day. I use between 2 to 3 pumps every day on my face. I am currently working on the one, I think it has like a blue lid. I think after having used that for a couple of weeks now, I've decided that this one most definitely is my favorite version of the Supreme Screen. So this is the Supreme Screen Hydrating Facial Sunscreen SPF 50 plus, the one with the yellow lid. This one is by far my favorite. The other one, I just find it doesn't quite sink in and spread on my skin as well as this one. The one that I would probably rate second to this one is the one in the pipette, the one in the bottle with the pipette. During summer with my really oily skin, the one with the pipette is like a lot more illuminating. It can be like quite heavy on my skin. When I finish the current one that I'm working on, I will most definitely be going back to this one. This is probably my third or fourth tube of the ultraviolet sunscreen. I freaking love it. It's like the best facial sunscreen I think I've ever tried. I have another little sample pack of the Garnier micellar water. We have the Josie Moran Whipped Mud Mask. I didn't enjoy this. I didn't enjoy it at all. I have two of these Half Moon Eyes pink fruity wash off masks. These were alright. They came in like single use little packets. Again, another one that I found around under my sink. I think this came in a pack of 3 or 4, and I think these were the last 2 in that pack. The Aspect Puristat 5 cleanser. This was a little like sample size. I didn't enjoy the cleanser per se. I just felt like it didn't really quite foam up quite enough for my liking. I like my cleansers to feel like they are actually cleaning my skin, and when I use this, I think I took this on holidays with me and I used it twice, like as a first and second cleanser. And even after the second time of using this, I still had makeup on my face. So I just felt like this wasn't quite good enough for my liking. I have two products here from The Ordinary. The first is the Ascorbyl Tetra Isopalmitate Solution 20% in Vitamin F. This is a vitamin C serum. This is a vitamin C serum that I was using for quite a while. I think I went through probably 2 or 3 bottles of this. I'm currently using the Paula's Choice Vitamin C, and I'm actually really enjoying that one. So I probably will stick with the Paula's Choice Vitamin C for the time being, because I just think I'm getting better results with my skin from that one. Then I have the Ordinary Rose Hip Seed Oil. This is 100% organic cold pressed rose hip seed oil. When it comes to rose hip seed oil, I feel like this is a good one because of the price tag and the fact that, like, when it comes down to it, rose hip seed oil is what it is. Like, it's what's on the label. If you're buying a bottle of rose hip seed oil, it is what it is. Like, you can't really get anything else. So for that reason, I think getting one from The Ordinary is really good. Like the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Eye Rescue, this was a little 3 ml sample that I got from one of my Charlotte Tilbury orders. I'm on the fence about this product. This product is kind of a bit weird. It's a bit like thick, congealed. It kind of like sticks to itself, and it's a little bit hard to like spread on the eyes. But on the flip side of that, when I was having one of my issues, as I keep having with my eyes, I quite often can get really irritated eyes, almost like eczema, psoriasis on my eyelids. They can get really puffy, really swollen, like my eyelid area. When I was having one of those episodes, this actually really helped my eye area during one of those episodes. Sometimes my eyes get to the point where I have to try basically something different every night before I can find the miracle cure for that particular time of my eye journey. My gorgeous Trilogy Balancing Facial Lotion. I have finally finished this bottle. These bottles take me forever to get through. I really enjoy Trilogy products. I've tried a few different bits and pieces from them, and I really enjoy their products. I feel like this is like the best facial lotion ever for oily skin. It's like the right amount of everything, and I really enjoy it. My skin loves it. Whenever I don't have it, I always miss it. I'm currently using one from Dermalogica. It's all right. It's not the best. One thing that always draws me back to this is the cost effectiveness of it, because these bottles, they are like on the pricier side. I want to say these are like $50 or $60, but they last me, I want to say, like well over 6 months to get through this entire bottle. It is a 100 ml bottle. It's not the easiest to get in Australia anymore. The line from Trilogy through Priceline doesn't seem to stock this particular item anymore, so I do have to buy it directly from Trilogy. I might pick this one up when the Black Friday sales are happening. That's where I got this one last year. I think I got it for like 30% off or something. Now we move into makeup, the most exciting part of Empties. First one, MAC Strobe Cream. I freaking love MAC Strobe Cream. I feel like it makes my skin look really nice and healthy. So I probably would definitely 100% consider buying the full size. However, I have a few other illuminating primers in my collection and that I'm working on currently before I go back to this one. Essie Don't Sweater It nail polish. This was a really nice color. However, I am in the process of trying to get a few nail polishes out of my collection. I'm kind of including nail polishes in my Team Project pan every year. I set a goal every year of nail polishes that I want to use up. This was one that was on my hit list. It was a really nice color. I don't think I would repurchase it. I'm kind of a little bit so-so about nail polishes these days. Like, I enjoy the look of having my nails painted. I don't enjoy the look when they're chipped. I don't enjoy repainting them. I don't enjoy the maintenance of nail polish. I like painting my toenails though, because it's just easy. But when it comes to my fingernails, I'm just like, oh, I couldn't really be bothered right now. I go through stages as well. Like, I really go through ebbs and flows with nail polish. Some weeks I'm like, yes, give me the nail polish. I want to paint my nails a different color every single day. And then other weeks I'm like, oh, couldn't stand nail polish. Hourglass Veil Eye Primer. I had a very love-hate relationship with this product, and I know that there are some of you guys that think this is an amazing eyeshadow primer, and I do tend to agree with you. I think it's a really nice eyeshadow primer. However, the one problem that I had with this product, and the main problem and the main reason why I didn't like this, was because I always found like I had an edge with this eyeshadow primer. So I would blend this out over my lid, and then right on the corner here, no matter how much I like smoothed it down or blended it down, I always found that I had an edge where the eyeshadow primer and my foundation met, and you could see like jagged lines in the shape of how I blended it out. Putting that aside though, when it came to how it would make my eyeshadows apply on my lids, it was really nice. It helps with longevity. I do feel like it did change somewhat the color of my eyeshadows, but yeah, I think it's a nice one if you don't mind the edge issue, which is the main problem that I found I had. If you don't mind the edge issue and you can make it work, or you've figured out a way to not have that problem, then I think it's a great eyeshadow primer. And the price tag was a big letdown as well. Price tag was a big determining factor on whether I was going to repurchase that. Airy Perez Copper Eye Pencil. Now, when I first included this in my Partners in Cream project pan, I hated this product. I thought that it was like the worst eyeliner I'd ever used. I was like shitbagging it every time I updated, and then I just on a whim decided to give it a try in a different sharpener, and that was an absolute game changer. Ever since I changed my sharpener on this one, it was able to sharpen to a really nice fine point. It was a lot smoother on the eyes, it was a lot more comfortable on the eyes, and the color was beautiful. So if you do have these Airy Perez eye pencils, be careful with what sharpener you use. When I was using obviously my shitty sharpener, it would like kind of fray the wood, and it would be quite painful to use on the eyes. Mary Kay Lip Suede in Rosé Blush. This was a nice one. I ended up using this one up in my team project pan, and I ended up scooping it out. I don't know if you can see down there, but I did end up scooping it all out. So this one is completely used up, and this is a full-size lipstick as well. I really enjoyed the formula. The color was a little bit off for my liking. You can't get Mary Kay in Australia anymore. I am like very slowly working a lot of Mary Kay products out of my collection. The Benefit Goof Proof Brow Pencil. This one lasted me for freaking ever. I was getting to the point where I was getting really quite frustrated with this one. I liked how long this lasted me, but I didn't enjoy the shape of this one. It is one of those ones that is like triangular shaped, and it is on like the thicker side. When it comes to eyebrow pencils, I like them to be really nice and fine, because then I can mimic those hair-like strokes. Whereas with this type of brow pencil, I always found that I was kind of just coloring my brows in. I wasn't really able to get those hair-like strokes because it was quite a chunkier triangle. One of the pros is that it does last a lot longer, particularly when you have those really microfine brow pencils. You can burn through them quite quickly. I do think this is a lot more cost effective than the micro pencil. So it's just whatever you prefer, and if cost is a big determining factor, I would go for something like this because it's gonna last you just that little bit longer than a micro pencil. This was a freaking achievement and a half. This is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Edit palette. This is like the original trio of this like palette, like the versions of these palettes, and I managed to use this one up completely. I managed to get 2 of these pans done last year, and the last one I finished up this year in my Pan That Palette series. I definitely would not purchase this again, but I did like some of the shades in this one. Particularly, I think it was Radiant Light was probably my favorite. I managed to get through Radiant Light really quickly once I discovered that it looked really beautiful and natural on my skin and my skin tone as a bronzer. I found that it was really like flawless, subtle, not over the top or overdone. It was a really, really nice bronzer. I really enjoyed how it looked. And then the other ones, I think I used Incandescent as a highlighter. Yeah, dim light was a bit of a struggle. What did I use dim light for? I can't even remember. I think I used dim light as kind of like a blender, like blending out edges and stuff like that. And last but not least, I have 3 foundations to show you here. So I used up all 3 of these in my team project pan. I managed to get 2 CoverGirl foundations done and 1 Ultra 3 foundation done. Let's talk about the Ultra 3 foundation first. So this is the Ultra 3 HD Blur foundation. I definitely did not love this one. I found that it was more on the thicker side, and when it came to blending, it was just a little bit kind of difficult to blend around my face, and the color was a little bit off. And yeah, when it came to how it lasted on my skin, it wasn't the greatest either. It was better than some foundations that I've tried, but it wasn't the greatest. Then when it comes to my 2 CoverGirl foundations, the first one is the True Blend Matte Foundation. Not a big lover of this one. Didn't find that in terms of like longevity and how it looked on my skin, that it was anywhere near as good as other CoverGirl foundations that I've tried. And then this one right here, this is the CoverGirl Ready Set Gorgeous. This one has been discontinued and I am heartbroken because of that, because I want to say that this is probably one of my favorite foundations that I'm going to say it, that I've ever tried, because I just think for oily skin, this is a really good one. This one and the Outlast Stay Fabulous 3-in-1 are 2 of the best foundations that I have ever tried in terms of how it looks on oily skin, how it wears on oily skin, how it performs on oily skin, like longevity and appearance after a long period of time. With those 2 foundations, I think is some of the best that I have tried ever. CoverGirl make great foundations. I'm not a big believer of their new formulas. I don't know what they've done with these new ones, but the old ones that they used to have were outstanding, and this was one of them. This one is probably, I want to say maybe like my 4th or 5th tube of this particular foundation. My Outlast Stay Fabulous, I think I've gone through 3 or 4 of them. Fantastic foundations, the both of them, but freaking CoverGirl has discontinued both of them. So that's Empties. I am not going to show you the bottom of the basket. Just trust me, it's empty. The bottom of the basket is horrifically gross, so I'm not going to subject you to that. If you've tried any of these products, make sure you let me know down in the comments how you got on with them. Give this video a thumbs up while you're down there. If you did enjoy this, subscribe to my channel if you want to keep up to date on future Empties videos. You can also join my membership for extra perks while you're down there. And that's it for this video, beautiful. I hope that you're having an absolutely fantastic day. I hope that you are staying safe and healthy and looking after yourself. And I will see you in the next video. Goodbye, beautiful.